Hey everybody, this is your buddy AVT Pro Advanced Visualization Technology Productions. Hey, that's Alonzo Von 3. I want to do a quick tutorial. I want to show you this project that I just finished working on, or I did some work for. And one of my clients, a new client, bought my READYRIG's DVD, the AVT Pro READYRIG's DVD, the former rig DVD, which is different from the other READYRIGs, which is the salesman READYRIG DVD. READYRIGs, which there's no real tutorial, there's just a rig. And people are trying to decipher that and re-engineer that, and I highly recommend that, but it took me a long time to do it, and so I don't have a rig DVD for that, but I will eventually. So I have an FK rig for that actually, but I haven't used it yet. I haven't released it yet. Anyway, I want to show you some things about workflow and why I buy other DVDs that are created by pros that are, you know, it's not that I'm learning the actual tools, is I'm learning how they work. And one of the things that that is a workflow thing that other people have mentioned who are pros at using electric image, who can rig anything, and who are great users and doing great stuff. One of the things they like about my DVD is the workflow. And what I want to show you is how I have something that is in the DVD that shows just general workflow. So this is a free giveaway tutorial that shows some interface curtailing, and which this is not heavy duty, but it's some very simple things about electric image interface that makes the workflow absolutely pivotal, and absolutely it makes it work easy for you. Here I have 3 characters. These characters are almost identical. I can't look at these characters and tell which is which, okay? In general, you know, they're not like, I can't say, oh, this is this one, this is that one, or this is Joe and this is Jeffrey and this is John. You know, I can't look at them because they are so identical. But so what I need to do is have a way to animate all 3. Let me show you the animation. So they all come in and they look, and then he shakes his head and he's like, nah, that's not it. Okay, yeah, that's it. And they're like, ta-da. All right, so it's a very simple thing. I mean, there's one key area that makes them all different from each other. I mean, if you look at the body types, yeah, they have some markings. This one is white and that one's mixed up. But if I had to look at this in an instant while I'm working on a animation, I wouldn't be able to do that because it is so, you know, I would have to look at it, decipher which one is which, and then that's about 4 or 5 seconds. Now, or 3 seconds. Now multiply that by how many times I have to do that every minute. And let's say I have to look and decipher which one 20 times. So 3 seconds are 20. You know, you're up to an hour just deciphering which one is which. And that's an hour off of your workflow, off of your deadline. Okay, so the way I do this, there's a main determining factor that helped me, is that each one of these have a color. So I was able to identify each one by the color. So still, still looking at one and looking through the project window, the only way I can identify is through color. So I use a color for each one. And so I identified the whole project through color and color coding. And so I have on the READYRIG's free DVD how I use the whole color coding. This is a document I wrote some time ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, is how to user define the project window through colors and using selection sets. Okay, and so everything is color coded, and this helps you. This is probably a little bit more complex, but I do subsets of colors. So in a READYRIG DVD, that's what you'll find, one of the workflow things that will help you. And so as you can see, this red one has a rig controller, an icon controller. Now the regular, let's say if you go here to a null object, and I just make a box null object, and I use this null object, as an effector, as like what I use here to for the box here. Like if I for the deformation of this character, you can see him twist there. Okay, if I use that alone, I would not be able to tell the color, because there is no color definition on controllers. So whenever I use a controller like this for the head, I use to turn the head. Okay, there's no color definition. You can't add a color. When you use an icon controller, you can add color. So this is a color to this. And so I was able to add a color to each one of these. So this one is blue, and he has the blue chip, the blue puzzle piece. So there's a color there. And this one is green, he's carrying a green piece. And so there's a color there. So this is worth a few minutes worth of setup, but now the rest of my project, I can quickly go through, and when you're animating this, I mean, you know, to be able to look at these and to decipher which one, and then they are all mixed up right there, you know, it's absolutely paramount that you have some means of deciphering and distinguishing each one of these from each other, because, or differentiating each one from each other, because they're absolutely the same. You know, they're basically the same character. Matter of fact, I did duplicate them and just change the vest and markings on the front. So, so that's one of the things. Now, the thing about that is that I can use that throughout the whole project. So I can go here and make a selection set, which is for this one, and I'll say the shovel guy. I call them, they each had shovels, a shovel, a wrench, and so I could decide a shovel, a wrench, and what else? A dolly. So I could decide them based on their color. So if I wanted the green guy, I could make a selection set for the green guy, the red or the green guy, and select that whole thing from a selection set, which is the same that I use here. So I use the selection set here and then hide the information that I don't need here. So so I can select him or hide him or select the geometry. So these are just the controllers. You know, the actual pieces that I use to control it is not the geometry. The geometry for the guy I actually use as a selection, as a separate selection. And I have a selection group for him. So if I go red, and with the red guy, and I select the geo from him, you can't see the geo because it's hidden. And I use this button here. And I can say show selected, and then the geo, the geometry that actually builds the part, which I never have to touch because these are locked. That's why they're locked, because I don't have to move the geometry. I use the controllers, which are color coded. So this is one thing that is paramount. It's very instrumental. It saves me a lot of time. Yes, it's a little bit more setup, and so so I hide that, and so I can have only what is I need for like the characters in the project window. So then this whole window, like if I grab one thing and I say show unselected, so then this is the whole project window. If I had to go to this and to animate this, I would be confused every time I look at it. So here I get to break down every single part. And so I take the facts out, I select them, and I hide them here. So hide selected. So now, I mean, I don't have to use those again. Once the lights are set up, then I go here and I say lights, and I select them. So this is a very, workflow thing. And also, so there's other workflow things that I do in the hierarchy. And so all the geometry for these, I don't need the geometry, I just need the controllers. So here we go here, and I'll say the geo for this. Or I can say, I can select all the controllers. So this is just the controllers. And then I could just say hide unselected. Hide unselected. So now I have only the controllers for the red character. This is only the red character, as you can see here. And then this is only the green, as you can see here. And then this is only the blue. So this is a very efficient way of working and breaking down a project into a very simple and understandable means. And this is one of the things that is a key feature of Electric Image. That is not a feature, but it is a set of function of workflows and features that work in interoperability, that has a certain amount of interoperability that allows your workflow to work with a great deal of connectivity. Okay, God bless you all, love you all. It's happy Halloween, right? Maybe I could put on a cardboard box and dress up as a logo man. Anyway, I hope this works. I'm having problems with my Snap-its Pro stopped working, so I have problems with the it comes out a little dark with the screen capture that comes built in Apple, but it's a very smart thing. And I had some hard times with it. I hope it works. God bless you all. Love you all.